I have a list of feminine hobbies I would love to share with you. So if you're a classy woman or you're into things that has to do with the upper class, you'll find this interesting, because I know that classy people are all about things that nurture the mind, the soul, the body, and also help connect with people who are also interested in similar things as well. So if you're new here, welcome to this space. If you're not new, welcome back. In here, we talk about everything that has to do with self-growth, self-love, leveling up as a whole. If you're into such, you found the right space. Do not make it your last by hitting on the subscribe button, and please be generous with your likes as well, because the video would get to the right people. So let's dive. The first one is antiquing, and it's just basically collecting antiques. The good thing I like about this is that it takes you back in time to appreciate the beauty of the past, and it can be from collecting vintage clothing to furniture, rare things that you would generally not find. You can even see them online as well. And then places that you can find these things offline are like your flea market or your estate market. If you have an antique shop around you, make sure you go visit it. Or if you go to your local shop, so for you, people who are from countries where you visit your villages, that's a place where you're originally from, you can easily find such things there as well. It's really about the thrill of the hunt, so don't be all too serious about it. Just have fun, and you never can tell what you would find. The second one is floral arrangements. If you're a girly, I'm pretty sure you will like this one. Or if you're someone who is into nature, because it's a wonderful way to just express art, it's a way to connect with nature and the beauty of it. Not only is it relaxing and enjoying, it also eliminates stress. You know, when you're collecting beautiful things, for someone like me, it makes me relax a lot. It makes me just feel some type of way, and a good way actually. It's also inexpensive. I mean, it depends on where you're going to collect these things, and it's a feminine hobby that will help nurture this feminine energy in you. The third hobby is photography, and I love this one. I'll tell you a little story about it. It allows you capture the beauty of the world around you, and it also allows you to show your creativity through your lens. This is very exciting, and yet is a creative way to slow down, observe, and appreciate life. Luckily, you don't have to buy any expensive or heavy equipment. If you can afford that, and if you're into it big time, please go ahead. You can just use your phone. These days, everyone has a good phone with good camera. I woke up one day and I just went on Instagram and I created this page where I just share pictures of food that I made and I've eaten in, fancy restaurants. It was looking quite, aesthetically pleasing. I took pictures of them and then I created a page on Instagram, and you won't believe people who were messaging me that they needed to work with me. And I'm like, no, I'm not a food photographer. I just created it because I wanted to have some sort of memory of the food I've eaten, and it was mostly pictures of food that I was eating for the first time, or food that I was making for the very first time. It was really fun. You see how relaxing it was. So it doesn't have to be you being a professional photographer. And the fourth one is pickleball. It's a social sport, and we all know that it's not that old. When I say not that old, it's old enough, well, for me, and it's a great way to stay active, challenge yourself, and it's still a way to connect with other people as well. Search around your local area for clubs or courts where you can have those classes, or where you can play with people who are already into it. You can also go for other things as long tennis, table tennis, and things like that as well. I feel it's fun, it's relaxing, you get to meet interesting people. For things like that, you would typically meet people who are into very interesting things and classy things. Well, that's my own take on it. Genealogy. I know you might ask, how is this even interesting? Well, if you're into history or you're into research, you might find this pretty interesting. And it's the study of family history and ancestry. So if you want to find out where you're originally from, or you just want to know things about you or things about a community that fascinates you and you feel like you want to do some digging, the research is actually rewarding. To just know your family, to even help other people discover where they are from, their heritage, and to learn more about them or yourself in general. So you can go to places where you find this data, or the data is made available to you. It's quite interesting. You never know what you would find about yourself. The next one is for my classy women who are into books, who are bookworms. reading is a powerful way to escape into another world. And if you're on this channel, if this is not the first video you're seeing on this channel, you know that I always encourage that reading is a powerful thing. It's where you get to learn new things. Also, you get to connect with people, especially when you join book clubs. You learn about new things, you connect with people, you also share your thoughts with people who share similar interests or different interests, but you get to learn from them as well. Join a book club, or you can start yours. There are a lot of book clubs online these days, so it doesn't have to be offline if you don't want to meet with people physically. Well, I would always encourage you to join book clubs that are offline. One of our goals is also to network strategically. If you want to do that, it's always best you meet people physically. Online is a good thing, but a great way to also meet people is offline. Horse riding. This is a beautiful way to connect with nature and to also cultivate a sense of confidence and independence, whether it's for pleasure or for competition. Also, I know when you start, especially your first ride, is going to be something else, but try to relax. It teaches you how to be balanced, how to be coordinated, and it also helps with your posture as well. It's a good feminine hobby for me, and it's also very classy. Dancing. I have actually met some people who have impacted my life long term. Dancing is a beautiful way to express yourself and to also connect with your emotions. You need to move your body, and dancing is one way. And if you're finding it difficult to exercise, dancing is a good way to start. It helps you also boost your mood. I don't know about you, but for me, when my mood is low, one of the things I'll do is just put on my music and then dance. There are so many dance classes you can take, like salsa and the rest, because it just makes you move your hips, makes you move your body, whine, those kind of things that are actually good for you as a lady. So maybe you should try it out if you've been thinking about it. If you have not, start considering it. If you haven't subscribed, start considering it now, or hit on the subscribe button. Blogging. I like this one as well. I've started a few blogs in the past that I wasn't able to keep up with some. Okay, this is me exposing myself here. Blogging is a wonderful way to express yourself. It's also a way to share with like-minded people what your thoughts are. And the good thing is that you can just put something in writing and somebody in a different country or someone somewhere is reading about that thing. It's just like YouTube. You're in a different place, I'm in a different space, but we get to connect. And if you love to write, do it your way. Just be you. Don't try to be anyone else. Write your way. Let it come out of you the way you would typically want it to be. I would encourage you to try it. And then there are platforms like WordPress, Blogger to get started. Like I had said, is all about your unique perspective. So don't try to be like anyone else. Playing board games. This is a very interesting way to socialize as well. Have you been to a place where it's just like a social gathering or meeting? There's a board game and you start to play with this person, and the next thing you guys are conversing, you get to know each other, and then the next thing it's friendship. That's where a lot of people build connections from or network from. Board games are actually, I encourage it a lot, and it helps you think strategic. Aside connecting, it just helps you use your head a lot. So you could also try it online, but like I said, I'll always encourage you to do most of your hobbies offline, where you get to meet physical people, where you do it physically, you get to move your body, you engage with it, you have this connection with it. It always helps. Or when you organize a family sit out or a party in the house, board games are a fun way to get everybody connected. Another feminine habit that I find very interesting is herbs gardening. So I'm being specific here. This is also a way for you to connect with nature. It's also an opportunity for you to grow your medicinal herbs or spices for cooking. You don't have to always go out to buy this dried stuff. Sometimes you want them fresh because they still have all the nutrients. It has not been tampered with. It has not been over processed like the ones we'll typically get from the stores and the shops around us or the farmers market. It helps you nurture. You have to take care of the plant. You have to look after it. So it brings out that feminine, energy in you, having to take care of, having to water it. If you're looking for an interesting hobby that is feminine, Gardening is something that would really help you. Candle making, this is fun to do, and I've also seen a lot of people profiting from it. They start out as just a hobby, then the next thing they're profiting from it. And you too can as well, if you decide to. You make your candles with essential oils. These things are not very difficult to do. You can go online, browse how do I make candles, and then you'll find the video. When you create something of your own, when you are the creator of something, there is this satisfaction it gives you. So imagine if that is your hobby as well. You would enjoy it completely because there's no pressure to make profit from it. And then again, it's satisfying knowing that you created this thing yourself. Make sure you try out a lot of these hobbies. Pilates, it helps you to build your physical strength. You can also use it to improve your flexibility and your sense of inner peace and calm. Also, it's a great way to build connection, because when you go for these classes, you meet women who are typically high class. They want to connect. When they see people who think like them, some people still think that some of these hobbies are just waste of time. So you wouldn't find women that think like that in such places. You always find women who believe in, okay, if I get to work on my body, if I get to work on my mind, I get to improve my life generally. So those are the kind of people you want to meet when working on yourself or trying to upgrade your life as a feminine woman. Ladies, which of these hobbies do you currently practice, or which one do you think you're going to be trying out going forward? See you in the comment section. Make sure you drop your comments. If you have watched up to this point, I did a video on classy feminine habits. I think you'll be interested in that one too, so I'll link it in the description box. If you don't want that one, there are other ones you can watch. See you in that one.